You loved the first video so much, well, I'm back with more sweet indie gaming deals for you to suck up in the Steam Autumn Fest. Do you feel the leaves falling, or is that your wallet running out of money? Either way, I hope it's not empty just yet, because we have 10 more essential games on the list that we think belong in your ever-growing indie gaming library. As always, like and subscribe if you enjoy supporting independent content, and be sure to head on over to patreon.com/idreamofindiegames. It's the only place that's safe from the gaming echo chamber. You can gain Discord access, exclusive live streams, early ad-free shows, and so much more. Your new indie gaming community is waiting for you. First up, here we go, Lost in Play, a gorgeous point-and-click adventure that we did run a full review of right here at the channel. Lost in Play looks like a cartoon brought to life and features a compelling narrative that revolves around a brother and a sister who are lost and simply trying to find a way back home. The puzzles are very clever and imaginative in this one, but not super frustrating like in many other point-and-click adventures, so it makes the game a little bit more accessible than what you usually would find. There's no dialogue in the game, but that works to surprising effect. You'll stumble across all sorts of magical creatures and set pieces and take on over 30 puzzles, all within a beautiful hand-drawn world. At $8.99, Lost in Play is an absolute steal, and you should grab it immediately. You can thank me later. Moving right along, priced at a historic low, you can now jump into the unlikely sequel to a cult classic. It's Deadly Premonition 2. This open-world horror game is every bit as janky as the original, if not more, and honestly, fans of this franchise wouldn't have it any other way, am I right? The game takes place in Louisiana this go-around and follows the story of FBI agent Francis York Morgan as he tries to solve a series of brutal murders. As the game progresses, players will have to navigate through the town, gathering evidence and interviewing suspects to try and get to the bottom of this mystery. Sure, we know this game isn't perfect, but I still feel like it's worth a laugh and have always enjoyed the Deadly Premonition games. It's one of those few franchises where the jank kind of works. You know, I'm kind of hard on janky games here at I Dream of Indie Games. I don't know, it works for me with Deadly Premonition. It kind of feeds into the over-the-top nonsensical story. The whole thing is just good, silly fun. So if you're down for that over-the-top campiness and nonsense, look no further. 55% off, $17.99. By the way, all prices are USD. Pizza, Happy Meal. Up next is Pizza Tower, a game that kind of released out of nowhere, and it's managed to grow a pretty large fan base. You're not crusty, it was just a pizza joke, okay? This 2D platformer follows a formula similar to the Wario Land games with a fantastic 90s cartoon aesthetic. You'll play as Peppino Spaghetti, exploring 5 different floors which lead to a variety of levels. This is my first time seeing a discount on this release, so if you've yet to grab it, now might be the time to strike while the oven's hot, I guess you could say. This bizarre platformer also has an awesome soundtrack that's worth the price of admission alone. Grab this one while it's piping hot and chow down today. 25% off, $14.99. Somebody almost hit me in the head with this sale. Curse to Golf, 50% off, $9.99. That is a great price for an excellent golfing game that has rogue elements, and it's also one that we reviewed on the channel, so be sure to check that out as well if you do want more information. Silent Signs happened to love this unique blend of genres, and so did I. Curse to Golf has a really fun gameplay loop that doesn't feel that tedious compared to other games within this genre. I think a lot of that has to do with the fact that the golfing mechanics are simple, but they're damn fun. I also like the card elements and all of the cool power-up shots that you can do. Even if you aren't a huge golf fan, Curse to Golf offers up a ton of fun in video game form. Highly recommended. Don't end up in the sand trap and miss out on this one. Not a huge discount here, but next is Bomb Rush Cyberfunk at 20% off, $31.99, and honestly, I'm including it because this game's worth the full price anyways, so anything that's discounted off of it is just icing on the cake. This is a tribute to the Sega classic Jet Set Radio, and in a lot of ways, it's an even better game. Skate your way through 5 unique sprawling areas, spreading graffiti and influence all over while performing tricks and taking on quests. The main story is bonkers in the best of ways, and all of the characters are really lovable. More importantly, it plays great, and I love that you can use everything from skateboards to BMX bikes to get around town, doing fun tricks and whatnot. Bomb Rush Cyberfunk is truly one of the great indies of our time, and this 20% discount is worth taking advantage advantage of. This next deal is just downright insane. It doesn't even register in my brain how good of a deal this is. $5 freaking, 75% off. We're talking about Kaze and the Wild Masks. If there's a no-brainer on this list, here it is. The game is magnificent and harkens back to the classic Donkey Kong Country series. Outstanding visuals, smooth platforming mechanics, and an excellent soundtrack made this one of the best indies of 2021. So good news, now it can be yours, and this is about as low as the price has ever dropped. Awesome pixel art and over 30 levels of action await, not including all of the bonus levels. Do it! No, seriously, grab this game, it's amazing. Nobody's paying me to say this stuff, I just care about you having fun, okay? Let's keep the Gabe train rolling with Bloodstained Curse of the Moon 2. Psyched you out there, you thought I was repeating games, didn't you? Who watched my first list? Well, if you did, you saw that Bloodstained Curse of the Moon was on that. Well, good news, the sequel is also on sale at 50% off, and it's even better than the original if you ask me. Zangetsu is back in action in yet another 8-bit thriller. You can also play as all of the characters from the first release who add unique gameplay styles and reasons to go through multiple times. Even better, this sequel adds local co-op, so now you can take down baddies as a team. Damn, this sale is really spoiling us, right? Too many good games, I think I'm gonna need to work a little bit of overtime. Let's sail on over to a 50% discount, $14.99. Here is a peaceful little action-adventure game that I personally think is really good. It doesn't get the most credit out there. I'm here to shout it out today, Wavetale. There was something nice about this game. It was lovely to sail freely, and the emotional story, it really isn't all that bad either. While the combat isn't amazing, it's also not a deal breaker. Perhaps the cutest thing of all is how you can wear different hats and customize your character in a variety of different ways. I don't know, I might be a bit of an outlier on this one, but I really enjoyed it, and I think it's worth the current price at the time of this sale, so maybe check it out if it seems interesting to you. Plus, again, the soundtrack is really freaking good in this game. In my deranged opinion, this just might be the best game released this year in the indie space, or at least it will be in that conversation here at I Dream of Indie Games, but I loved Gal Guardian's Demon Purge, and I think you will too, especially at 30% off. First off, this is one of those Metroidvania-style games where the end isn't really the end, so there's a ton of replay value and surprises to be had. The game plays great, has a hilarious story, and the co-op works way better than I ever expected it to. With the school overrun by demons, Shinobu and Maya enter the newly formed demonic castle to restore peace and order. For you purists out there, you can also enjoy all of the voices in Japanese, even though the English isn't half bad. A must play, get it if you haven't, really. This game is so good. And what a way to round out this list, a game that lasts 400 days. This sale won't last nearly that long though, but we're talking about, of course, The Longing at 25% off. The Longing is such a unique experience, and in my opinion, a bit of an indie classic. You'll suffer through those 400 days trying to pass the time through reading books, gathering items, or walking your shade around. There's really just nothing like it, and what's really cool is even if you stop playing, the game will continue to count down those 400 days. It's so innovative and just awesome. Experience The Longing for yourself, as it rarely goes on sale. That is it for this list, folks. Again, I will continue to make these because there's still so many games I haven't touched on. As long as you keep watching. You loved watching the first one, we appreciate you greatly, and hopefully you enjoyed this video just as much. As always, thank you so much for supporting independent content. We truly can't make it without you. I know that's cheesy, but it's the dang truth. Thank you again, and I will see you in the next video, whatever it may be. Hopefully more sales.